Millions of seniors are about to walk into TSA this summer and get stopped. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the rules changed and nobody sent them the memo. In 2026, TSA is quietly turning away travelers for things they've done for years, a license they've had for a decade, a pill bottle they packed just like last time, a device they always bring. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 of the biggest TSA changes that are hitting senior travelers the hardest this summer. And I'll tell you exactly how to avoid every single one of them. Let's be honest, airport security was already stressful enough. Long lines, confusing instructions, taking things out, putting things in, and then someone tells you your bag needs to go back through the machine. But this summer, it's a different world at that checkpoint. The TSA has rolled out a series of new rules and enforcement changes that most travelers, especially seniors, simply don't know about yet. And the consequences of not knowing aren't just inconvenience. We're talking about being stopped cold at the checkpoint, paying surprise fees you didn't budget for, having medication confiscated, being flagged for a pat-down, or worse, missing your flight entirely. Now here's the thing. These aren't tricks. These aren't gotchas designed to trap you. They're real security updates. But the way they're being enforced in 2026 is stricter, faster, and less forgiving than anything we've seen before. So, whether you're flying to see the grandkids, heading out on that trip you've been planning for years, or just trying to get through security without a scene, this video is for you. We're covering 10 rules. Each one is real, current, and affecting seniors right now. And for each one, I'll tell you exactly what to do before you ever get to that checkpoint. Let's get into it. Rule number 1, the real ID trap. Your license might not be enough anymore. Here's a scenario that's playing out at airports right now, every single day. A senior traveler walks up to the TSA podium. They hand over their driver's license, the same one they've been using for years. The TSA officer looks at it, looks up and says, "I'm sorry, I can't accept this. The flight is in 90 minutes. And suddenly, everything is in chaos. Here's what's happening. As of May 7th, 2025, the Real ID Act is fully and strictly enforced. That means your driver's license is only valid for domestic air travel if it has a gold or black star in the upper corner. That star means your state verified your identity against federal security standards. Without it, your license is now considered non-compliant, and TSA legally cannot use it to let you pass. Here's what makes this especially dangerous for seniors. Millions of Americans over 65 renewed their license by mail in recent years. Mail renewals, in many states, do not issue a Real ID compliant card, so you might have a perfectly valid, recently renewed driver's license that is now completely useless at the airport. Pull your license out right now and look at the top corner. Do you see a star? If the answer is no, or if you're not sure, you need to handle this before your next trip. The fix is straightforward. Go to your state's DMV in person and request a Real ID compliant license. Bring your birth certificate, social security card, and 2 proofs of your current address. It typically costs between $30 and $50 depending on your state. If you'd rather skip the DMV entirely, a valid US passport or passport card is accepted at every TSA checkpoint. No star required. Don't assume your license is fine just because it's new. The star is the only thing that matters at that podium. But that's actually not the worst thing that happens if you show up without it. Rule number 2, the $45 fee nobody sees coming. Here's where it gets worse. You arrive at the airport with a non-compliant ID. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you thought your passport was in your bag and it wasn't. Maybe you simply forgot. What happens next? As of February 1st, 2026, TSA will not just turn you away. They'll offer you a way through called ConfirmID. It's an identity verification process that involves answering questions, providing additional documents, and waiting. And it costs $45, non-refundable. That fee covers a 10-day travel period. The process itself can take up to 30 minutes. And if you're already cutting it close on time, which most travelers are, that 30-minute window could be the difference between making your flight and watching it leave without you. Millions of Americans over 65 are currently holding non-compliant cards and don't know it. The no star, no fly policy is no longer a warning. It's being enforced. The fix here is simple. Get your Real ID now, before summer. Don't wait until the week before your trip. DMV appointments can be weeks out in busy states. And if you already have a valid passport, keep it in your travel bag every time you fly. Spending $35 at the DMV today is a lot better than paying $45 at the airport and possibly still missing your flight. Now here's one that's going to surprise you, because it seems like good news at first. Rule number 3, the shoe rule reversal and why it's still tripping people up. In July of 2025, TSA made a big announcement. Shoes no longer have to come off at security checkpoints. Sounds great, right? Especially for seniors who struggle with bending down, removing footwear, standing on cold floors, and then, putting everything back together while people wait behind them. But here's the problem. Habits are just really hard to break. For travelers and for TSA officers. Many seniors are still automatically removing their shoes out of years of muscle memory. This slows them down, creates confusion at the bin, and in some cases leads to more screening, not less, because an untied shoe or a sock-covered foot on the floor triggers a TSA officer to pause and reevaluate. More importantly, the new rule is not universal. Officers still have discretion. If an alarm goes off, if you're selected for additional screening, or if the specific checkpoint protocol at your airport requires it, you may still be asked to remove your shoes. And if you're already flustered from doing it voluntarily, you're not in a calm headspace when that happens. The fix: keep your shoes on. Walk to the scanner, follow the officer's instructions, and wait. If they ask you to remove them, you'll know. If they don't, you've saved yourself time and energy. Wear slip-on shoes if you want extra peace of mind. Just don't pre-remove them before you're asked. And speaking of things you should keep on your body, wait until you hear what's happening with medication at the checkpoint. Rule number 4, the medication liquid mistake that gets seniors flagged. Here's something almost nobody tells you. You're a senior. You take prescription medication. You've got liquid medication, eye drops, insulin, a nebulizer solution. You know you're allowed to bring it, so you toss it into your quart-sized plastic bag with your shampoo and your lotion, just like everyone else does, and you head to the checkpoint. Then your bag gets pulled. Here's the reveal. Medically necessary liquids are explicitly exempt from the 311 rule. That means they do not need to go into your quart-sized bag. They do not need to be 3.4 ounces or under. They are a completely separate category. But, and this is critical, you must declare them. The moment you put them in with your regular liquids and say nothing, you've made them invisible to the process. The scanner sees a bag full of liquids, some of which are oversized, and flags it for manual inspection. Now a TSA officer is pulling your bag, opening it, taking out your insulin, asking you questions, and you're falling behind while everyone else moves through. The right move: pull your medical liquids out before you reach the bin. Place them separately in a clear bag or tray. Tell the officer, before they ask, "I have medically necessary liquids." Those 5 words will save you more time than anything else at that checkpoint. Keep your medications clearly labeled. Ideally, keep at least one original prescription bottle with you, or a photo of the label on your phone. TSA officers cannot force you to take x-rays of prescription medication if you decline, but they will use alternative screening methods. The key is to communicate first, and clearly. And if you travel with a CPAP machine, this next one is not optional knowledge. Rule number 5, the CPAP packing mistake that guarantees a bag search. CPAP machines are one of the most commonly mishandled items at TSA checkpoints, and the consequences of packing one wrong are almost guaranteed. Your bag gets pulled, opened, and inspected by hand. Here's what most seniors don't realize. Your CPAP machine must be removed from its case and placed in a separate bin for x-ray screening, just like a laptop. But here's the nuance. The mask and tubing can stay in the carrying case, and the liquids used with a nebulizer are exempt from the 311 rule. The mistake most travelers make? They leave the entire unit, machine, mask, tubing, and water reservoir, packed together inside a carry-on bag, often buried under clothes. The scanner sees a dense, oddly shaped object and flags it immediately. When TSA pulls that bag manually, they're now searching everything. Your clothes, your documents, your other medication, the whole bag. And if you're traveling with a companion, they're waiting with you, which means both of you are now behind. The fix before your trip: pack your CPAP in a separate easy-access bag designed for it. At the checkpoint, remove the main machine unit and place it in its own bin. The mask and hoses can stay in the case if they're in the carrying bag. Tell the officer you have a CPAP device. The words help the officer know what they're looking at before it goes through the scanner. TSA even offers a free notification card specifically for medical devices. More on that in a moment. But there's one thing that happens to every person in a wheelchair or scooter, and it shocks almost everyone the first time. Rule number 6, the wheelchair swab that surprises every senior. If you travel with a wheelchair, scooter, walker, or cane, you need to understand this rule before you get to the checkpoint. Because here's what happens, and honestly, it comes out of nowhere for most people. You roll through screening, an officer approaches, and they ask to take your hands. Then they wipe them with a small white pad and put it into a machine. That's an explosive trace detection swab. And, it is standard procedure for every person in a mobility device. It doesn't matter how you present. It doesn't matter if you've flown 50 times with that chair. If you cannot walk through the scanner on your own, your hands will be swabbed for traces of explosives. Your chair will also be inspected, including the cushion, any attached bags, and every pouch. None of this is punitive. It's a security requirement that applies to everyone, regardless of age or condition. But the problem is, it surprises people. It creates anxiety. And that anxiety, in a crowded checkpoint with people watching, makes seniors feel targeted when they aren't. Here's the fix. Know it's coming. Tell your traveling companion in advance. When the officer approaches, stay calm, offer your hands, and remember, this is routine. It takes less than 60 seconds. If you find the experience upsetting, you can request a private screening area. That is your right. Also, remove all bags and pouches from your mobility device before you reach the conveyor. Anything attached to the chair must go through the X-ray belt separately. If you don't remove them, the officer will, and your belongings will be in a bin without you. Now, here's one that catches seniors off guard in a completely different way. Rule number 7, the pill organizer problem. You've got your weekly pill organizer, 7 little compartments, Monday through Sunday. It's organized, it's efficient, and it's been your travel companion for years. Here's the problem. At airport security, that pill organizer is a red flag. TSA officers are trained to look for pills that are not in their original prescription packaging. When they see loose pills in a generic organizer, with no labels, no bottle, no prescription information, they are authorized to open the organizer, transfer the pills to another container for testing, and ask you questions about what each pill is. This is not a rumor. It's written directly into TSA policy. Now here's the reality that makes it even more complicated. Most seniors take multiple medications. Many take pills that look identical but serve entirely different functions. In the stress of a checkpoint, explaining that to a TSA officer while a line forms behind you is not a fun experience. The fix is not to abandon your pill organizer, it's to supplement it. Bring at least one original prescription bottle for your most important medication, or take a photo on your phone of each prescription label. If you have a doctor's letter that lists your current medications, keep it with your travel documents. And here's something most people don't know exists. TSA has a free disability notification card you can download from their website. You fill in your conditions, your devices, and your medications. You hand it to the officer at the checkpoint before screening starts. It doesn't exempt you from screening, but it tells the officer exactly what they're going to find. That changes the entire interaction. But here's an even bigger change that's rolling out this summer, and it's at 65 airports. Rule number 8, the facial recognition camera and your right to say no. This is brand new, and it's expanding fast. In spring 2026, TSA is rolling out its touchless ID facial recognition program to 65 U.S. airports. That includes Atlanta, Dallas-Fort Worth, Los Angeles, Chicago O'Hare, Miami, Boston, and many others. Here's how it works. As you approach the TSA podium, a camera takes a live image of your face and compares it against government photo databases, your passport photo, your visa, your prior government ID submissions. If there's a match, you're verified in about 5 seconds. No physical ID needed. Sounds efficient, right? But here's what most travelers, especially seniors, don't realize. You don't have to do it. The facial scan is completely voluntary. If you prefer not to participate, you tell the officer before they scan you, "I'd like to opt out." They will verify your identity manually using your physical ID instead. You will not lose your place in line. You will not be delayed. There are no consequences. The problem is that the signage at many checkpoints is unclear. Travelers are moving through quickly, the camera activates automatically, and many people simply don't realize a scan just happened, or that they had a choice. For seniors who are concerned about biometric data privacy, or who simply aren't comfortable with the technology, That right to opt out is important to know. If you do want to use it, it currently requires TSA PreCheck membership, an active profile with a participating airline, and a valid passport uploaded to that profile. If you have all three, the enrollment is free. If you don't, or if you'd rather just show your real ID, that option is always available. No camera required. And here's one more that's worth its own section, because it's the one phone call that changes everything. Rule number 9, the TSA Cares call. The most powerful tool seniors aren't using. There is a phone number that can transform your airport experience. Almost nobody calls it. It's called TSA Cares, 1-855-787-2227. Here's what it does. You call at least 72 hours before your flight. You explain your situation, your mobility limitations, your medical devices, your medications, anything that might affect your screening. TSA will assign a passenger support specialist to meet you at the checkpoint on the day of your travel. This specialist walks with you through the entire screening process. They explain every step before it happens. They coordinate with the officers. They make sure you're not separated from your devices. They can arrange a private screening area if needed. And they can be requested for travelers with dementia, Alzheimer's, autism, anxiety, or any condition that makes a busy checkpoint overwhelming. This isn't a workaround. It's an official TSA program. It's free, and it is specifically designed for senior travelers and people with disabilities. The only catch, and it matters, is the 72-hour window. Call too late, and there may not be a specialist available for your checkpoint. Call far enough in advance, and you'll never have to navigate that checkpoint alone. If you're traveling with a parent, a spouse, or anyone who has a medical condition or mobility limitation, write this number down. TSA Cares, 1-855-787-2227. Call 72 hours ahead. But now let's talk about something that's not about your body or your medications. It's about your suitcase. Rule number 10, the Smart Suitcase Battery Ban. 0 exceptions. This one has a single rule, and TSA is now enforcing it with zero flexibility. If your suitcase has a built-in, non-removable battery, it cannot, period. Not as a carry-on, not as a checked bag, not at all. Smart luggage with integrated batteries for GPS tracking, charging ports, or digital locks has been technically banned since 2018 under FAA fire safety guidelines. But in 2026, enforcement has become absolute. TSA officers and airline gate agents are identifying these bags and refusing to load them. Here's the tragedy. Travelers are arriving at the gate with expensive, beautiful suitcases and being told to leave them behind. No exceptions. No supervisor override. The bag doesn't fly. The rule for batteries in general is, removable lithium batteries and power banks must travel in your carry-on bag. They cannot go in checked luggage due to fire risk. And any smart suitcase with a built-in battery must have a battery that can be removed by hand, not with tools. Before your trip, check your luggage. If it has a battery, verify that it can be removed easily without tools. If it can't, you may need a different bag. Your carry-on power bank must also be in the cabin with you, not in the belly of the plane. Now for the last rule, and this one affects anyone traveling with a family member or companion. The companion re-screening trap. This is one of the least talked about rules at the TSA checkpoint, and it catches families completely off guard. If you're traveling with a senior and you walk with them through the screening area to provide support, or if you pass through security together and your companion sets off the alarm, there's a strong chance you will need to be re-screened. Here's how it works. When a companion assists a traveler through the checkpoint, steadying them, guiding them, holding their arm, they can come into contact with the same detection zone. If the officer determines rescreening is needed, the companion has to step back, go through the machine again, and potentially wait through an additional pat-down. This delays both travelers. It can be confusing and stressful, especially if the flight is soon. The fix designate who the traveler is and who the companion is before you reach the officer. Inform the TSA officer at the front of the line that your companion has a medical condition or mobility need and may require assistance. The officer can then manage the screening in a way that keeps the process orderly and minimizes the need for rescreening. If you've called TSA Cares in advance, a passenger support specialist handles all of this coordination automatically. And if you're traveling with someone with a cognitive condition like dementia or Alzheimer's, know that TSA specifically allows companions to stay with that passenger throughout the entire screening process. You don't have to let them go through alone. Let's bring it all together, because everything we covered today matters. Real ID is fully enforced. Your license needs that star. If it doesn't have one, get to the DMV before this summer, or bring your passport. The $45 ConfirmID fee is real, it's non-refundable, and it takes 30 minutes you probably don't have. Shoes can stay on, but follow the officer's lead, not the habit. Medical liquids get their own bin and their own announcement. Say the words, "I have medically necessary liquids." Your CPAP machine comes out of the bag and goes in its own bin, machine only. Your wheelchair will be swabbed. Your hands will be swabbed. That's normal. Stay calm. Your pill organizer is not enough. Carry one original bottle or a photo of your prescription labels. Facial recognition is expanding to 65 airports, and you can opt out. Just say so before the camera activates. TSA Cares exists. Call 1-855-787-2227 at least 72 hours before you fly. It's free. It changes everything. Smart suitcases with non-removable batteries are banned, 0 exceptions. And if you're traveling with a companion, let TSA know who's helping whom before you reach the scanner. Look, summer travel in 2026 can be incredible. Seeing family, getting away, experiencing things you've been looking forward to for months. None of these rules should stop you. But walking into that checkpoint unprepared can turn an exciting trip into a frustrating, expensive, and stressful disaster. Now you know what's changed. Now you know what to do. Before your next flight, check your ID. Call TSA Cares if you need it. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who's flying this summer, because the traveler who doesn't see this video might be the person standing at that podium wondering what just went wrong.